Hey, welcome back. So if you're watching this video on the day it comes out, we are 1 day away from the release of Fabled. If you're watching it after, hey, Fabled may have already come out at that point. Maybe it's done the pre-release, maybe it's got the big box stores, whatever it is. But I wanted to make a video about the top 5 things that I'm most excited about for Fabled coming up. And I can't wait to start opening some packs, boxes, and then get that content out for you all. So as you see, Fabled, August 29th, should be tomorrow. If you're watching it later, that's cool too. But let's get into it. All right, first thing, I want to give a call out to the Creative Spotlight. They had a mini interview to talk about the art style when it came to Fabled. And we'll get into some of the other things that are going on with Fabled, but I wanted to talk about this just because I really appreciate in not just Fabled, but all of Lorcana that everything feels very intentional about the design of the game. There's always a plan, there's always a vision, whether or not you agree with the creative vision of that or not, or maybe when they take chances and you don't like that artwork or don't like the style that they went with, that's okay. I think, you can have those creative differences where you prefer they do something different or they took another away with it, whatever it may be. What I really appreciate is that it's always intentional. There's never a guess associated with it, and they have a plan going in. And so this is their anniversary set. They are talking about the different artwork and how they wanted to go back to some of the fan favorites, give those enchanted cards, whether or not you agree with the reprints or not. The fact that they took those liberties and took the art style and I don't want to say modernized because the game's only 2 years old, but I guess gave it a refresh is something I really appreciate. And throughout all of the Disney Lorcana sets, the artwork has always been fantastic. So, huge shout out to the art team, design, everything associated with that. Way more talent than I will ever have with anything associated with that. And so I hope whether or not you have disagreements with the set rotations or anything else going on with maybe even communication, I don't know, that you do appreciate the artwork, the design of it, and just a huge shout out to everything, all the work that goes into that. So big fan of that. The article is up on the Disney Lorcana webpage if you wanted to read that. I think it's a very short and quick read, and it just shows the appreciation that the artists and the design team have for not just the characters, but the game itself. Okay. Next thing up is the new rarities. I think this has been something that the fans of the game have been wanting for a bit now. The enchanted, they're so hard to pull. If you open a box, you got a 1 in 4 chance of hitting enchanted. So adding in the iconic and the epic, well, I know the iconic is more rare than the enchanted, but adding in the epic, I'm hoping it's going to be like 1 per box and getting a really cool full art, different design associated with it, that different logo. I think it's a huge win for the game, huge win for collectors. I would love it to where, you're always guaranteed some sort of hit in every box. Even if it's not an enchanted, that's cool, but you get something with it. It's not just a legendary, especially since you don't even know if it's going to be a legendary foil. So I don't know. I can't guarantee what the hit rates or pulls are going to be for the epic cards, but the fact that we've gotten something in between legendary to enchanted is a huge win. I love that decision. And speaking of which, I even love the idea of going into the iconic cards, which will be coming up maybe next. Let's see. Nope, not quite. Honestly, that's number 2. The iconic having a new thing for collectors, number 2. I don't want to spoil, or I don't want to get into that yet. Let's talk about number 3, which is the security stamp. So I'll try to zoom in here. This is from 2 different angles of the same security stamp. I love this. This is such a great idea. We've seen throughout the sets that they've added like the texture on the legendary, everything they're adding into the cards to make them harder to replicate. I really don't like the fakes. I don't like proxies. I know that is a huge issue when it comes to Pokemon. I'm sure it probably is with Magic. Anytime that something gets super popular, there's going to be counterfeit fake items that populate it, and making those fakes look terrible by going into new security options is a great idea. It makes it so much harder for you to be fooled by that. Or if you're not even into big collecting or anything like that, it makes it to where people who are less familiar with the game be unlikely to be fooled or to spend too much money on what is a very clear fake. So, big fan of this. I hope they continue to innovate, enhancing security procedures on these cards, and that way it's super easy to tell. You know, I've started vending now. I'd like to be able to comfortably buy enchanted, iconic, even legendary cards without having to go through a whole lot of different procedures to, you know, verify each little thing associated with it and be like, well, maybe it is. Does the weight feel right? Is this the right, you know, printing layer level or layers on top of it? You know, I look at something like this, good luck trying to replicate that, and it's likely not going to be worth it. So seeing something like that is going to make it super easy. Big fan of this. I think it's a fantastic idea. Okay. Number 2 is the iconic cards. Am I the biggest Mickey or Minnie Mouse fan? No, but that's okay. The art design with it is absolutely amazing. The fact that it's a continuous art and it's going to be the 2 rarest cards that you can pull, I'm not including any of the promos, things like that. It's such a great idea. You know, they started doing the continuous artwork across the cards. We've seen that with foils and them playing with that, but them going, you know, all in on this sort of design when it comes to a collector's dream. Like, the game has been very heavily focused on the player base, which is nothing wrong with that. I am a big fan. I think that's a great idea. We need a strong player base. With that said, the collector community is fairly small. You know, I know there's numbers of us, but it is dominated by the player base. And I don't want this to be turned into a collectors versus players. I want as many people playing, as many people collecting the game. I want to see both of those communities grow. But seeing cards designed specifically for collectors is always a fun thing. It's always fabulous for me to see. Well, am I going to pull one of these? Probably not, but if I do, that's going to be amazing. You know, that's going to be added to the personal collection and going to be super excited about that. So that's number 2. If you see the shirt I'm wearing, you probably already know, or if you've been following Fabled news, you already know what number 1 is going to be. It's not even close. Look at that scar. That's amazing. We got 2 new Lion King Enchanted. You have Circle of Life, and you have the scar, finally King. The artwork that they picked here, this is a take on the original 94 Lion King movie where he's with Zazu and he has them sing, you know, a lovely bunch of coconuts after he shuts them off from singing It's a Small World, which was just a great joke in the Disney universe with it. You can tell that the artists understand and love the source material, and it shows with every single enchanted card. It shows throughout all the cards, but they really put so much effort on the enchanted cards. I can't wait to add this to the Lion King collection. And then the Circle of Life, I mean, what can I even say about this card that actually needs to be said? It is flawless. I am excited to get this card. I'm going to get this card, and I really am super excited to add to my Lion King Enchanted collection with it. I'm missing 3 now. I still need It Means No Worries as of the time of recording this, and now I'm going to need Circle of Life, and I'm going to need Scar Finally King. So I hope you're excited about Fabled. I can't wait to start opening packs. We're going to be making videos about that. We'll be going through those much slower than we have been, because we're going to show off every single card in the Fabled set, talk about whether or not it's a reprint or not, and then hopefully we pull an enchanted, and in a dream world we pull one of the iconic cards. But I can't wait to do that, and I hope you're just as excited as I am. So that's everything I'm looking forward to with Fabled. Let me know what you're excited about, even if it repeats mine or if it's something different. I want to know. Let's build a community and let's keep it positive. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye.